Oh, I've got them all on mute, but they're like
Okay,
really eager to chat to you.
good. I'm also doing an Instagram live as well. So they,
You are very
they, oh,
technical. That's awesome.
yeah, well, I got it right here. I thought, why not? We'll do this. I'll answer some questions and we'll do it live here as well.
Oh, that is fantastic. Hey,
Yeah.
thank you so much for chatting today. Firstly, a
Mm.
huge congratulations on the success of season 3.
Oh, gosh, isn't it insane? We're so blown away. The entire cast, we can't believe it. It's great. It's all because of you guys. So thank you.
I was one of those people. I didn't get to binge it over one night. I actually had to do it over 2 because I had children's sports.
All right, so you're responsible, right? Because
Yeah,
there's the people out there that aren't responsible that just sit down for 10 hours straight.
I would
Is there
have.
any other that did it in 10 hours? It's like a badge of honor. Maybe you get like a little button that says, I binged the whole season in 10 hours. Wouldn't that be great?
Absolutely. I was.
Or a t-shirt. Maybe we should give out t-shirts, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe I'll start that.
As I say, I really contemplated missing my son's football session. Well,
Oh
but it was
no.
a tournament, and I was like, oh, do I? Oh, and then I thought, no, I better actually go. So I did. I binged it over 2 nights.
Oh,
So
good. Well, that's still like that's second best. You get a silver
yeah,
because of the
I'll get a
Olympics.
silver.
You've got a silver. Yeah.
I'll aim for gold next time.
Shoot for a gold next time. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Benjamin, we've got people joining in from Australia, UK, Argentina, Spain, the Philippines, obviously New Zealand, and I know that we've got people who are watching it live on YouTube, and you've got the Instagram up and running.
Yes, we had the Instagram live going.
That's awesome.
So
Cool.
yeah.
So I know your time is precious, and you have got back-to-back interviews and things that you're doing. So
Yes.
we're gonna get straight into it. So
Let's do it.
the first question is from Lynn, who is in Sparta in New Jersey. So Lynn, have you got a question for Benjamin? You're first up.
Yes, hi Benjamin, Lynn here.
Hi, Lynn.
That steamy dance scene, wow, that generated lots of fan attention. What are some of your thoughts on this?
Well, you know what? So we heard that we had this dance thing, and then they hired a wonderful dance choreographer to come in, and it was mostly Bree's like sexy turnaround, like hair flip deal that happened. That was kind of coordinated. And Zibby, who plays Bree on the show, she was an all-star and really was able to like nail that 100%. And the whole like Brady not really wanting to dance thing, that was a lot of acting on my part because I love dancing. So I was like, yeah, I'm not into this dancing thing. And then of course, like we find out Brady's got moves.
Oh yeah,
No.
those shoulders were going.
The shoulders were going.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it was very
yeah,
enjoyable.
Yeah,
Hope to see
we
more
had
of that in the next season.
Well, yeah, maybe there should be a dance off, right? Jack and Mel,
That's right.
Brady and Bree, who's got the better moves.
Absolutely. All right, thank you very much and
No problem.
congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Lynn. So Benjamin, we're going to India now, and I think it's 3 a.m. in the morning. Oh
my goodness.
Yeah, Medulla, have you got a question for Benjamin?
Hi, Benjamin. It's like dream come true talking to you right now.
Well, it must be a dream. It's 3 a.m. now. That's nuts. You stayed up to do this. That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, so lots of love from India. There are millions and millions of fans of you and Virgin River.
Thank you.
My question to you is, anything upcoming for us which we should look forward to? Any of your projects?
Yeah, you know what? There is. I just finished a series for Paramount Studios called Joe Pickett. And if you're a fan of books, it's also a book series by C.J. Box, who's a terrific writer. The whole series is a New York Times bestseller. So it's really good. And the character I play is totally different from anything I've ever done in my life. I've got like this kind of 4 or 5 inch long goatee, and my teeth are all yellow, and I've got really long hair, and gain 25 pounds of muscle and gut to play it. But it was so much fun. I have this big, deep Mississippi accent, and you guys all have to check it out. It's a really, really talented cast. It'll come out sometime in November-ish. And it's just so different from Brady and so different from what I'm used to doing, and I had so much fun doing it. So that'll be out soon.
Brilliant, thank you. Actually, so now we have got a question from Grace, who is in Minnesota.
Hi, so what is it like to film in such a beautiful place?
It's a dream. Yeah, it really is. It's a beautiful, beautiful dream. I mean, we go to work. I wake up every morning and with a smile on my face. I go for a run usually to get myself ready for the day, and I run. Because we live close to set. We stayed close to set when we were in town shooting, and I run through these forests that you see on the show, like Mel has when she's running through those forests. That's basically where I run. Actually, it's stopped a few times when I was running through there, being like, "You Brady?" I was like, "Yes, but this is not Virgin River, and this is not a dream." But yeah, like it's absolutely amazing. Canada is so beautiful. I'm actually Canadian myself. Originally was born here, and being back up in Canada after spending so long in the U.S. is a dream. Everywhere in Canada is beautiful, but BC, this province where we shoot, is especially beautiful. And this little town that we've kind of created it's kind of a marrying of like 3 different small towns in and around BC. It's just unbelievable. Like I go to work and I get to work with really great people, and I also get to work in this beautiful, beautiful environment. So, when I'm sitting on the edge of the water with Bree, and she's like, "It looks like a scene from The Bachelor," and I pretend not to know what The Bachelor is. I go like, "Wow, this does look like a scene from The Bachelor," and they should probably shoot the next Bachelor up in Vancouver because it's beautiful. So, it's really, really great.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Grace. I just want to give a shout out, Benjamin, to all those people who we've got quite a few people who are also watching this live on YouTube.
Right.
I've got Shelly and Karen both here helping me, so hello to all you
YouTubers.
people. Yeah, YouTubers. If you've got some questions, please just type them in the box, and we'll make sure that we ask them. So Benjamin, the show, the last time I checked, it was #1 on Netflix for I think it was 17 days running. I'm not quite sure. I mean, did you guys go out and celebrate, or that's a pretty.
Well, we're still being cautious. It's still the pandemic, even though most of us have been vaccinated. Can't quite celebrate like we used to, but we definitely have been texting back and forth, and it's really humbling to be a part of a show that's so internationally successful. And I'm seeing on my Instagram live all these people from all over the place that really embrace the show and love it, and the fact that it really resonates for not just people in one country but people around the globe, especially during a time where entertainment means so much to everyone. This pandemic has been so difficult, and we've all felt kind of isolated, but this community of Virgin River has allowed everyone to feel what we all have been missing, really, is that sense of connection with people around us. And we've really been missing that over the last year and a half, not having someone come over to our house with a ready-made meal because our wife is out of town, or you know what I mean? That sense of just community and everyone having each other's back. I know there is a sense of that out there right now, but there isn't the same kind of the good old days. And I think Virgin River really kind of depicts the best of that, where the community really surrounds each other and is there for each other, and that makes people feel good. And I think people are interested in watching things that make them feel good during this time.
Cool. Yeah, awesome. Now we have got a question from Shannon. So Shannon, what's your question for Benjamin?
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, of course.
Really feel like you had like a standout year with season 3, especially with the Bree and Brady story. What do you hope for season 4 if you were fingers crossed to get picked up with Netflix? And what do you think that you hope Brady would? Totally free Brady on my end, but what do you know?
My end too, right? I don't want to join orange too. Orange is not a flattering color for anyone, I don't think. You know what? I would love to see some more. I think they're calling it Brady. Yeah, like the. Anyway, it's a ship name. So apparently, this is when you take one person's name and you mash it. You guys all know. You mash it together. So I'm definitely team Brady, and I love working with Zibby, who plays Bree. We have a great time on set, and I think it really kind of shines through. And I think if we do a season 4, I think it'd be great to see more of it. And then I would also like stuff to be resolved with Jack. Martin Henderson is a really good friend of mine, and I just love acting with him. He's really talented, and I've talked before about his blue eyes. And so, I really enjoy being able to work with him. So I think it's due course to it's due time to see Brady and Jack come into some sort of resolve or reconciliation, so they can be friends again.
Love it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Benjamin, we're going to actually go to Janelle next, because I think it must be her daughter who's just jumping in there too. So,
Hi Janelle. Hi Janelle's daughter. Hi guys.
Say hi, Celine.
Hi.
Hello. So we were just wondering if you could play another character other than Brady, who would it be?
On the show?
I guess, on Virgin River. If you were casted for another option, would you have a choice?
I think it would be Connie. I think Connie is a lot of fun, right? I mean, I think I can pull it off. I think with like some makeup, and I might have to, dye my hair a little bit, get some extensions. I think I would be a very good Connie. I like to challenge myself as an actor, and I think a Connie would be great.
I mean, that would be a challenge.
It would be a challenge. No, but in all seriousness, I mean, I do love characters. I think by characters, I mean really pronounced people that are not your usual cup of tea. So, I mean, I would, Jack, I've played my versions of Jack in different shows. By that, I mean the leading man. And I love doing that. It's just a different beast. It's more, you kind of have an obligation to be likable. And I think that kind of restricts you as a performer, whereas I don't like to be restricted. I think if there's one quality that Brady and I have in common, it's that we don't like restrictions, and we like to be impulsive, and we're instinctual. And so that's a lot of people ask, like, what part of Brady do you bring? And that's the kind of stuff that I bring. And I think you can do that in characters, like big characters. The series that you'll see me in, if you check it out, Joe Pickett is one of those big characters, and so I like playing them. And I guess Connie, right? She's a big character on the show, and I think she does a great job.
Cool.
She brings a lot of laughs to the screen, that's for sure. But I think we would all agree that you played the Brady's character well. Especially in season 3, there was a lot more development of his character.
Yes, and that's just a gift. I can't help that. That's something that is given as a gift to me by the writers. And they see, like, this would be great to take it this way, and so when I get that, I'm just, it's a big gift. Just really be able to play that.
Yeah, no, and with Zibby's character Bree, that was like great match. Like, I think we all enjoyed seeing that relationship build as well.
Again,
like hopefully we get season. Go ahead.
No, it's another gift. Like, you don't know who they're going to cast and what kind of actress you're going to. I don't know if Zibby's on my Instagram live. If you are, Zibby, say hi. Zibby plays Bree, and she's just a terrific actress, and really, really, really fun to work with. And again, it's just a gift. Things kind of fall into place, and that's one of them.
Yeah, it was fun season watching that, and thank you, and looking forward to hopefully, like, fingers crossed, we get number 4 underway so we can see where everything, too many cliffhangers we were left with.
Well, I promise
we believe, I think we all believe, like,
as soon as I know and I can say, I will post it on my Instagram the moment I know. So stay tuned.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Benjamin, we've got a question from somebody who's watching this live on YouTube, from Samantha, and she has asked, what was your favourite scene to watch and also act out in season 3? So what was your favourite scene to watch and also act out in season 3?
Okay. I had a lot of fun doing the motorcycle stuff. It's really, really fun to, like, have that texture to Brady, that he kind of gets to ride a bike, and it's a beautiful bike. And when he kind of teases Bree about coming with him, I think that's kind of fun. Where he goes, like, hey, I'm not going to ask again. Like, I know you want to do this. And so that's fun. I like when a character can kind of, there's a lot of subtext, I think, happening there. And I like watching it too. I think it came together pretty nicely.
Yeah. Cool, thank you. We're going to go to Brazil now. And so we've got Rainina from Brazil.
Hello. Hi, Benjamin.
Hi. I gotta start. I love Brazil. I love Brazil. There's so many Brazil friends. Why is Brazil so on fire? There's like billions of Brazil fans constantly getting like. What is? Is there something? Is it something like? Is there like maybe a version of Virgin River in Brazil? Like what is it?
Yeah, Brazilians are crazy about Virgin River. Me, my parents, my family.
Yeah,
and
good.
Brazilians are crazy about social media as well. So there are a lot of Brazilians on Instagram.
Great.
Yeah. So I wanna say that I'm in love with Brady in season 3.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And I wanna know what I apologize for my English.
It's okay.
But yeah, I want to know what was more fun to act, Brady in season 2 or season 3?
Was more fun for me to play Brady season 2 or season 3?
Yeah,
that's a hard question. I love playing a bad boy or whatever you call that, because no one, again, the restriction thing, I just feel like completely I can do whatever I want. Well, the writers like me to say what's on the page, but so within reason I can do whatever I want. But I also really had a lot of fun working with Zibby, and I really do like I know actors use this terminology a lot, but like peeling back layers of an onion, or showing different sides of characters. And for me, I often feel like I present myself as something, and then I think we all can relate to this. People have this first impression when they first meet us, right? But if they were to spend like a week with us, like locked in quarantine, you would get to know that person a lot more, right? And that first impression usually is wrong, or it's maybe a shallow impression. And so I like to do that with my characters. I like to have the first impression be something that's kind of like, oh, Brady's an evil bad guy, and I think we all said that. I mean, I played it that way, and then because Sue Tenney, our showrunner, is so terrific, she told me like kind of her long game with Brady. So I knew that where I was going to have some sort of redemption arc in the future, there was going to be an opportunity for me to show that Brady has a real heart and that he knows how to love, and in fact is going to open up and be able to love for the first time in season 3. And so it is really tricky. I do like parts of season 2, but I guess season 3 is maybe my favorite because I could really go and open them up, you know. So yeah, pardon my English too. I don't speak the best English, and that's my first language. So
awesome.
Yeah, thank you. But I didn't see.
Oops.
what was that?
Oh, hold on. Sorry. There we go. Sorry. What was that?
No, I was saying that Brady in season 3 I prefer that as well.
Oh, good. Good. We agree. Wonderful.
Awesome. Cool, thank you. So now we're going to go to Argentina, and we have got Michaela. Oh, and she did a fist pump or something. Michaela.
Oh, hey, Michaela. Hi.
So my question is, what is one advice you'd give to teens or adults who are just starting their acting career?
That's a great question. Okay, so I've got a lot of advice. I wish someone had told me this early on. You have to believe not just in yourself. You have to believe in yourself, but you have to believe that you've chosen the right career. You have to believe that you have to go all in, and not just all in for a week, or not just all in for a month, or all in for a year. You have to go 100% all in. It's the only way you'll survive. There's so much competition, and there's so much uncertainty, and there's so much rejection, and there's just a lot of different factors that come into play when you're an actor, and not very many of them are in your control. You can control your work ethic. You can control how you respond to what is given to you. You can control how you appear to others. And that's kind of it. So you have to keep working hard. You have to keep presenting yourself in the best light. And you have to also make sure that you're giving yourself the permission to keep going, and to understand that rejection isn't necessarily a personal rejection. It's a rejection because you're not, like, you know, I'm not Preacher. I wouldn't be, you know, or I'm not like, you know, a Ricky or whatever. And that doesn't mean that I couldn't perform a Ricky. It just means that someone else can do it better. And that's no fault of my own. And it takes a long time to get to realize that. And so early on, I think a lot of actors, they don't get something, or they feel like, I did such a good job. Why didn't I get this? It's not about that. It's not about necessarily that you can win a role by just doing a good job. There's so many other factors. But if you take the win of doing a good job is the most, you just go, okay, I did a good job. Regardless if I get the role or not, I did the best I could do. And then you go home and you sleep at night. But gosh, it is one of the hardest jobs to break into, and careers to take on that in the world. But if you can make it, and if you can have longevity and make a living at it, it is. I wake up every day very, very, very thankful and happy to be able to do it.
Thank you. Beautiful
Thank
words.
you.
So Benjamin, now we have got a question from Diane.
Hi, Diane.
Hi.
There you are.
Yeah. My question is, what is the funniest thing that you've ever done behind the scenes? I mean, I think of you as a prankster. I could see you doing a lot of crazy things behind the scenes while you're filming. Can you share any stories?
Yeah, so I am a bit of a prankster, so you definitely have to watch me on set. You strike me as a prankster too.
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah, so You know what? I like to keep people on toes because I think when you're on your toes, I don't know. I think fellow castmate might be on my. I'm just wondering if they can speak to on my Instagram live if they can give me an example. See, if people are on their toes when they're acting, they're better because they're thinking and they're having to juggle. But what's a good? I'm trying to think of one that I pulled off pretty well on the set of Virgin River. Preacher and I, so Colin Lawrence, who plays Preacher, and I, we were like back and forth on a lot of pranks and like the dipping of the food when I was eating the food at work kind of thing. I'm not sure if it was real. Like at one point it was okay to eat, and then the next time it kind of tasted different. So I think he got me on that one. I'm not sure what he put in there, but it wasn't. It was like lemon and stew or something. It was just not right. And then I like to kind of like when I'm off camera and the other actor's on camera, if they've got it and we're kind of playing around, I can do different things. Like maybe maybe the most innocent thing is shoot them a wink, and maybe the most atrocious thing is kind of play up like a scene that maybe is send kisses or whatever during the scene. It's just fun to like kind of get people off their game. But in the end of the day, we've got a job. We have to kind of do the best we can at it. So I know who taught me the best prank was David Duchovny when I first started. He was for those of you, I'm pretty sure everyone knows who David Duchovny is, but if you don't, he's the guy who did X-Files, which is a TV series. And he and I did a movie together in Georgia, and he had this fart machine, which was just basically a little hand manual fart. So in the middle of a scene with him, he would, I'd be acting away, and I was younger at the time, and this was like one of my first Hollywood movies. And anytime he thought I was getting stiff or like, a little nervous as an actor, he would out here there. And look around, and they would look at me as like, when we get going again, and I hear, and I'm like, oh man, what is going on? And it was David messing with me. Now, so here's what happens when you do a scene, all of the tape, whether they use it or not, is sent to the producers and the network and the studio heads, and they watch every take you do, not always, but often. So I can only imagine they must have thought it had some really bad gas, or they're like, wow, Ben's really good, but his we have to work on his flatulence. We have to take that down a notch. So yeah, that's where I learned to get to maybe not take things so seriously when you're on set. I can't believe I just told that story, but
that was fun. Thank you, Benjamin.
Benjamin, we've got another question from somebody who's watching this live on YouTube, Petra. Okay. So she has put, do you influence the character Brady and the storyline of Brady in the series? So do you influence the character Brady plays?
Yeah, of course. Do I influence Brady? Better, right? Because I kind of decide what he's going to do. There's so many ways you can play a scene. The words, we all know this. When you get a text or an email, how many times have you misinterpreted the way the person meant to say it, right? It's because you're not hearing their voice and you're not hearing the intonation, and maybe someone says something, you're like, that's so rude, but really they meant it as a compliment, or vice versa. They meant it as someone, and someone's like, oh, thank you. So much is in the interpretation, and so as an actor, my interpretation, I feel like it matters a lot. I try and sit down many days before we shoot, and I work out different ways and reasons and justifications of why I would do a line a certain way, or have the feeling towards the way someone says something to me, and then you go there on the day, and then it's just instinctual. So I maybe thought that Jack, Martin Henderson would say a line to me some way, but it's different when he says it. And now I have to just react on the moment and that's where an actor has two different bodies. You have your intellectual side, which you bring together with your instinct side. And in the moment, that's acting. That's what brings you to life. You have this motive of wanting to get something, whether it's reassurance or validation from Jack. And then you have the immediacy of what he's giving you, which kind of allows it to feel real and alive. That's acting.
Awesome. Thank you. Now, Marissa's actually on here with us, but she'd like me to ask... actually, I'm just reading the question and you've kind of already answered it. Her question was, you have now played two sides of Brady, the bad guy with the soft heart and the sweet guy, which is more fun. And she's asked, which was more challenging to play?
So what is more challenging, the guy with the sweetheart or the guy who's dealing drugs for Calvin?
Yes.
You know what? Sometimes I think it's the kind of bad boy or the guy who's maybe not making the best decisions is the most difficult, because for you as an actor, you have to kind of you have to justify the reason why they're doing that, and that's a little bit easier to justify falling in love with someone who's treating you in a certain way. It's a little bit more difficult to justify Brady going and being a part of the drug trade with Calvin, because I don't think he's necessarily that character. I thought he had more morals in that. So for me, it was saying, okay, well, this Brady is someone who's used to being a part of a really, really tight group of people in the Marines. So when he was in the Marines with Colin, with Preacher and Jack and Mike, they were this unit that had a very solid structure. You know, Jack was the boss. We took orders from him, and then you get out of the Marines and you're in civilization, and basically Brady had no father figure growing up. He had no moral, guidance growing up, and he was left to his own devices and kind of drifted away. And then he got back to Jack, and then Jack and him had a falling out. And I think then he was looking for, what I decided was he was looking for validation, or a place to be where someone was going to tell him what to do and he would follow the orders. And Kelvin at the start was that kind of guy. He was like, I will pay you well, you do this and do this. And, Brady at the start of, the thing, he thought, well, this isn't going to be so bad. I know how to do this, and I've done it in the Army. And for him, it filled that void of what was missing with Jack. And so then when it got more difficult when he found out that it was fentanyl. But that was also something that then needed to start the wheels turning for Brady. So, where's the breaking point was when he found out that it was fentanyl. Then he started to react like someone who would in war, which is, how do I survive and how do I get out of Iraq or wherever they're fighting alive? And so part of it is doing what's right, and part of it's survival. And then so essentially the two come together with letting Spencer go and doing the right thing, turning it against Calvin. And so that was kind of a tricky weave for me, to not lose everyone and be like, how did he do this? But try and make it grounded in a way that would allow me to do season 3 and show that he's a real person and have that vulnerability, and just in general that he's actually underneath this tough exterior a good guy.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you, Benjamin.
Thank you.
Yes.
Marissa, is there anything else that you wanted to add to that? Or did you just want to say
I just
hello?
want to say thank you, but yeah, and I'm one of the gold medal ones because I watched it all as it came out.
Oh, you watched it. Congratulations. We're going to have to do a t-shirt thing. Yes. I watched the whole season in one sitting.
Yes.
Did you get up to go to the bathroom at least? Did you like yourself?
Well, yeah, but
that's good. That's good.
And I've watched it maybe 3 or 4 times.
Good. 3 or 4 times. Oh my goodness. So you've seen me with my top off a lot of times.
Yes.
Okay.
Multiplied.
Well, keep it on today. All right.
Good.
Sorry.
Well done, though.
Yes, thank you.
Benjamin, did you meet Zibby before before she was cast, or that was the first time that you met each other? Because you guys have this amazing chemistry. Like it is unreal.
You know, we didn't know each other before we were cast. I actually didn't get a chance to read with her because of the pandemic. And usually sometimes when a character that big comes onto a show, you'll do like what's called a chemistry read, where you'll go in together and you'll read opposite, and the producers will kind of be like, oh, she was good, like they had chemistry, or maybe that one was kind of flat. But that didn't happen because of the pandemic. It was all done virtually. And so they just did a really good job. I mean, the casting director is really, really terrific on the show, Tiffany Mack, and shout out to Tiffany. Basically, it's one person's job to know all the actors in the entire world, and to, when they get a script and they get a breakdown and they have like a discussion with the director and the producer and the showrunner, being like, this is what we need. They go out and they find a bunch of actresses to bring in, and then they kind of go, okay, well, these are the actresses we really like. Now who will kind of work with Ben? Who's going to be a good fit for Ben? And they did all that, and they did a really good job, because we got to set, and literally day one we were like kind of naked in bed. It was like our first day, and so it was like taking off my mask was like the last thing of clothing that I had on when we did the scene. So it's a good way to get to know someone really quickly. But yeah, Zibby's amazing. We had instant chemistry, so I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, hopefully season 4 we see a lot more of you two.
Yes.
So now we are going to Kentucky with Diana. So Diana, have you got a question for Benjamin?
Thanks for allowing us to hop on the interview with you today, Benjamin. I like your baseball hat, by the way. I'm in Cincinnati Reds country here.
Okay.
I have binge watched it in 2 days. I'm on the second time of watching it, and I love the new side of Brady, by the way.
You?
We knew you were a good guy.
Good. Then I did my job.
The question I have for you, how long does it normally take to film a season with 10 episodes?
It's about 3 months, 3.5 months. It takes to film 10 episodes. So it all depends on the show. There are certain shows that have a really big budget, and they can take a long time to shoot an episode. And then there are like what we call network shows that have to shoot one episode in about 7 to 9 days. That's like business days. So it all happens very quickly, even though it sounds like a long time. It's a lot of locations. It's a lot of, we have crews of anywhere between 100 to 400 people, including the actors and the extras. So there's a lot of planning and all this stuff that goes into it. Virgin River, we shoot in blocks of 2. So we shoot 2 episodes at the same time. So I might film a scene from episode 2 like on my first day of filming season 3, right? So that's a little tricky. We have to kind of know where we're going to go with the character, how it's going to affect the first scene, which you haven't shot yet, and how you're going to thread it through. So a lot of it's a lot of planning and a lot of understanding, like, this is where we're going from, this is how we're getting there. So to answer your question, Virgin River, we take 3 weeks to shoot 2 episodes, but it's business days, 3 weeks. So it's like 16 something days to shoot 2. And then, so about 8 episodes a day, 8 working days per episode. It was a very confusing answer, but.
Awesome. I didn't mean to confuse you when you have such a weird question.
No, it's good. But it is different on every show.
Well, thank you so much for having us on here today.
Yeah, no problem. It's so great to meet all of you and see your faces. It's awesome.
We've just had I've got somebody else who's watching the Instagram live, and they're wanting to know how they can join.
Yes.
Just keep an eye out next time.
Hopefully I have tons of questions on here too.
Yeah. So do you want to answer some of them as well, Ben?
Sure. Okay. I'll just let them know that I now's the time. Anyone who's watching on Instagram Live, now's your time to go ahead and ask your questions. So just go ahead and type them out, and I'll try and answer them.
Awesome. Well,
there's one question was, will we see Brady in season 4? I certainly hope so. If we get a season 4, I certainly hope you'll see me. From all indications, I think you'll get more Brady. At least that's to the best of my knowledge. Let's see what else. Let's see. Well, some of these questions are pretty funny. I can't answer. How did I prepare for showing more skin in season 3?
Good question.
Yeah, so basically, I don't know about y'all, but when the pandemic hit, I gained 15 pounds of emotional eating, just because I was sitting on my couch watching, like everyone else, watching a lot of Netflix. And so yeah, I put on some dad bod weight. And so I had to get rid of all that in about 3 weeks. Sue Teddy, the showrunner, called me up and she's like, "You're going to be taking off your shirt a lot this season, so get ready." And so I was like, "Oh, great. Okay, wonderful." So I have 3 kids. I have 2 boys, Hemingway, which is he's our 5-year-old, Gatsby, which is our 3-year-old, and Juniper, which is my little daughter, who's 9 months now. So I did basically kid training, is what I'll call it. I carried my 2 boys, who weigh about 70 pounds collectively, in my arms on hikes, in which we do a 30-40 minute hike every day during the pandemic, and that will get you in good shape. The other thing I did is I push a stroller when I do my runs, so it's kind of extra resistance there. And then I bike my boys to preschool whenever I can, so it's uphill both ways. No, just one. And so that helps. And then I adjusted my diet a little bit. My wife is she is vegan, and so she eats mostly plant-based stuff, pretty much all plant-based stuff. So I started adjusting my diet to eat less meat and more plants, and I lost a lot of weight very quickly doing that. And sit-ups, a lot of sit-ups, and those are not fun. And I do not love doing them. I don't think if anyone out there loves sit-ups, screw you, okay? Screw you, because they're not fun and they're evil. They're evil. Whoever invented them is also evil, okay? Evil. Yeah, that's all I have to say about sit-ups.
Ben, can I ask another? We've got another question from Denise. So Denise has never joined us in one of these, and she's on here now. Denise, have you got a question that you'd like to ask Ben?
I just want to say that I'm from Toronto.
Oh, yeah.
And, And I was wondering, are you still rah Canada?
Of course I am. I mean, how can you not be? I was born in Brockville, Ontario, and grew up in Peterborough, Ontario. So, and I'm a massive Toronto Maple Leafs fan. Will always be, as painful as that is. And so I don't know how you can stop being Canadian or how you can stop being proud to be Canada, because it's a pretty great country, and it's beautiful, and it's we're all very, very kind, and I'm happy to be hopefully contributing to that is it stereotype? I don't know. Was a stereotype when it's true or not true? Anyway, I love being Canadian. I love spending time in Canada. It's one of the reasons why I chose to do Virgin River, is because I'm Canadian, and it really is just the most beautiful place in the world. and being in Canada and having my kids in Canada is really, really nice for me. It's a great compliment to LA. LA is beautiful and sunny and the industry is there, and there's really nice beaches. But Canada, I love having seasons. I love fall, and I love winter. I love you look at my Instagram. I love like hiking in the snow and going doing activities outside. And for me, Canada offers all of that, and being able to do all those things. And it's people. Really, when I come home, I really feel a deep love and connection to the people here because they're great as well. So does that answer your question? Do I love Canada? Yes, I do. Of course.
Thank you, Denise. Thank you. And Benjamin, we've got one from Kerry, this is their first time joining as well. So I actually don't know where Kerry's from in the world.
Hey, I'm actually in Virginia.
Virginia, okay. Hi.
So I really love the development of your character in season 3. You did a great job. So along that lines, I'm really fascinated by jobs that are significantly different than my own. I'm a software developer, quite different than acting.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
Yeah. So what aspects of your career make it special to you?
Okay. I love the fact that I get to go to work every day and do something different. Not one of my days at work has ever been the same ever in 15 years, ever. It's constantly changing and it's constantly completely different. I work with different people just about every day. I perform obviously different scenes every day. There's a different challenge every day to overcome, and there's a wonderful opportunity for me to use my imagination. I, to this day, live in a very imaginative world. I think it's maybe my strongest asset as far as an actor goes, is my imagination. It came from being told stories when I was a kid. My dad and my mom, I offer so much of my ability to tell stories and to have a great imagination, and to be an actor today is based on their support and their love and their ability to tell stories. So anyone out there who's listening from all over the world, tell your kids stories. It's one of the best things you can do. Teach people that everyone is just because they're different doesn't mean they're not human. They all have hearts. The best way I can play a villain is by understanding that they may not be a villain. They are people that are broken. We're all broken. And I think the best thing about us is that when we try and be a better person. So, I tell my kids stories every day. I tell my boys a good night story every night. It helps me with my imagination. I make it up on the spot. And it really is it's the reason why we're all here. I mean, I think anyone who's tuning in right now or following me on this Instagram story, we love stories. It's why we watch TV. It's why we read books. It's why we live. I mean, we're also the authors of our own lives, and we're telling our own stories as we live our life. So, and when we can see that in another person and see that on television, it be represented, it's a sense of validation. It's also hopefully a sense of inspiration, and it's why I do what I do.
Cool. Sounds great.
Ben, we've got a question from Stephanie, and that's an interesting question. So, Stephanie, what's your question? Oh, here she comes back.
Oh, did we lose Stephanie?
Oh, sorry, we're just unmuting. There we go.
Sorry, I was unmuting. Hi,
okay.
I'm Jennifer. Here's Stephanie.
That's my friend Jen. Hi from San Diego. Sorry, I was feeding my dog.
Hi, San Diego. I love Coronado Beach. I spent a lot of time with Coronado Beach.
I know we love Coronado. If you want to come to Legoland, we'll host. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
So I have a million questions that I wrote all over here, but okay. So what I want to
ask. We only have
ask.
time for 100,000.
Okay. One question I have is this. is there only 10 episodes because of pandemic restrictions? In the real world, would there be more than 10 episodes? That's one question I have. Because 10 is not enough.
It's not enough, is it?
No,
I don't know.
it's
Imagine
not.
all those people if they had to sit through like 20 episodes at once. That would be a t-shirt.
I would do
it. Like 4 words. You know what? 10 episodes isn't enough. I would love to do more. Maybe in the future we'll do more.
Oh, let's hope so. Okay. Do I get to ask one more?
But yeah, it wasn't pandemic related. It was no. It was we've done 10, season 1, 2, and 3. Every show is different.
Yeah.
Most you'll ever get in a season is 22. Those days are only on network shows, so cable shows do that, and very, very few of them are doing it anymore. Like your NCISs and all that stuff, you'll see it, but very, very few. They're doing less is more now, and they're putting more money into less episodes.
Okay. Can I one more quick question? Did Mike plant the gun in your Jeep?
That's the question I thought you were going to ask to begin with.
Yeah, I got a little distracted. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I get distracted all the time. If you ever notice, my answer is kind of like...
Sorry, B.
No. So did he plant it in my? You know what? This is the question that I know that I know part of it. I know a little bit more than I can say here.
Yeah, we know that.
I'm trying to think the best way to answer that is. It seems like he did, didn't he? I mean, it seems like he did, but I can't validate that or deny it.
Good answer.
It certainly feels like that. Doesn't he feel like he had a vendetta for Brady? It's like, why?
Yeah.
Now he's going.
I think it's because he has eyes for my girl.
Yes, he does.
Right? I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he likes Brady. Because people on here, I don't want to know.
Benjamin, this is Jennifer. I just want to say thank you since Code Black Suits. I've been following you for a long time. And I'm
thank you so much.
So thank you. I appreciate all your work.
We
love you.
Thank you. Thank you guys. Love you too.
I'm with Jennifer. I loved Code Black too. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome show. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, and you know what? People are asking here, I think it was do I prefer Code Black or Virgin River? And they're just two very, very different shows. Code Black will always have a special place in my heart, and I really cut my teeth on that show as far as the series goes. I love Mario Savetti, the doctor I played, and he's got shades of Brady in the sense that he was kind of pictured as one thing, and then you kind of realize that he was maybe just a little misunderstood. But it was shot in LA, and we shot that at Disney Studios. And I mean, I worked with Marcia Gay Harden and Rob Lowe and Louis Guzman and Harry Ford, who I love, who I hope is watching this. We have this great romance on the show, and I wish that show hadn't ended. I think there was a lot of stories yet to tell on that show.
Me too.
And I think it was like a premature thing. If anyone from CBS is watching that, you know I'm right. I'm working for Netflix now, so I can say that. But yeah, I love that show, and I'm sad it ended. But if it had not ended, I wouldn't be doing it. So it's kind of like one door closes, another opens, and I'm very fortunate that it was the Virgin River door that opened.
Yeah, cool. Well, Ben, we are coming up on our hour, and I know that your publicist, Craig, has said that you are, of course you're so popular. You've got all of these interviews and stuff lined up from everything you're doing. So I just wanted to, say thank you so much for once again joining in. Thank you to the people, all your fans who are here, and for getting up at ridiculous hours and so forth.
I know.
Yep, crazy. And also wanted to thank Shelly and Karen, who you can't see, but they're the people who put this all together, because I can't do it. I'm not the technical stuff, so thank you to them. But yeah, Ben, I hope we can chat again. Would love to have Zibby on as well. She is I love her. You two just, Awesome.
Yeah, maybe if we get a season 4, maybe Zippy and I will do it together. Maybe we can do something from set one day if they'll let us.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be great. And thank you guys. Really is. We do the show out of love, and you know, it's really, really, really awesome that it really resonates with you guys and you're passionate about it, because it shows us that like we're doing something right, and we're also you know, inspiring people, and that's why I do it. So I really I'm really grateful to you guys. So thank you for your love and for your attention, for your questions. Cool. Have a great day, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Ben. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.